Is Audacity recording?
Yeah.
Mark! That was a very good Mark. Mark again! Hello.
Welcome.
You join us at not a ridiculous hour of the morning for the first time this season.
We've been awake for more than 20 seconds.
We have.
Before this one. It's been 30 seconds for me. I've
Yes.
just gone up.
And 35 for me.
It's about 4 in the afternoon in the UK. Is it 5?
No, it's 4.
It's 4. Waiting for the race to start. They'll line up with the grid. Predictions? Any wild predictions right before the race? Winner?
I think Max and Lando are going to come together.
They're starting right next to each other.
I think Piastri's going to win. And I think that's that.
My outlandish prediction is Mercury's going to win this race.
With George Russell.
With George Russell? Maybe Kimmy.
Okay.
Could be a safety car. Let's find out. Line up on the grid.
Yeah, we are laying up now. We missed last week in Suzuka. 1, because we were having camera issues, and 2, because when I tried to pull out those camera issues and make it an actual watchable video, I realised there was no content there, or no speaking whatsoever, because Suzuka was boring as shit.
Honestly.
Start. And that's my alarm good enough.
That was a record scratch.
Wow.
It's just like...
It would work better if I uploaded the 2 hours as a podcast format, to be quite honest with you, because it was, we just talked the entire time while they drove around in circles. Here we go. The lights are coming on now.
No. You shouldn't be left under that. You'd be jump starting like crazy. Jump starting before any lights come on.
Not good.
Right, they're in the flag.
5 red light. I think he has. He must have done.
Is that recording?
How long has it not been recording for? 2 minutes. Welcome back to the last 20 or so laps of the Bahrain Grand Prix. A little bit of a camera issue. Somehow it stopped recording after 2 minutes. You haven't missed much. There's only been a fair amount of pit stops and chaos and everything so far. Hopefully the race will be just as exciting towards the end as it was towards the beginning, so that I actually have something to pull out of this race.
Do we even get the start?
Probably not, probably not.
Mental.
You join us on lap 34 of 57 here.
It's like Ferrari's masterclassed it.
Mercedes have pulled a very weird strategy here where Antonelli, down in 14th, has already stopped 3 times. He's gone soft, medium, soft, soft, I believe. Or soft, hard, soft, soft.
No focus.
We've got a safety car out here for debris, and that's allowed everybody in the field to pit. George Russell complaining that he's going to have to do 24 laps on a soft here, which is pretty audacious, as he says, which it most certainly is. Not sure how they're going to make this work. I don't think that's going to work out very well. Piastri's leading really well here, obviously under the safety car now, but prior to that, safety car coming out here about a 9-second lead ahead of George Russell, who again seems to be on an island again. Whatever position George Russell seems to be in, he always just seems to be there on his own this season so far. Bit of a weird mix-up between the top 3, between all of the grid, but the top 3 could be a little bit spicy going into turn 1 after the safety car restart. We've got Piastri on mediums, Russell on scrubbed softs, Leclerc on hards. So this could go anywhere, this could go any way. Lando saying the soft was really, really good. George Russell shouldn't be worried because the soft was really good.
It's really good, but it's a really high-tech track. But 22 laps on soft, it is doable, I think. Might be in trouble towards the end.
The longer the safety car stays out, the better it is for both Mercedes. Safety cars ending this lap, going into lap 36, will be green again. You have to think that George Russell is going to want to send it into turn 1 here on Piastri just to get ahead and just to try and back Piastri up so as to not have him build that gap again. I think that's probably a calculated risk that you have to take. But what do I know? I can't even press record on a phone.
Looks like he's gone though.
Piastri's gone on the last corner.
Oh,
Lando is
Leclerc is really lost out.
right alongside him. I'm not sure that's allowed. Lando does send it in the inside. No, he doesn't. He backs out. There's sparks everywhere on the track. Please get rid of those skid blocks.
Hamilton past Norris. Wow.
Hamilton is past Norris. Norris
back.
on the outside of turn 4. That looked slightly off the track to me, but we'll have to see.
Weird tyre advantages with some people on soft, some people on mediums.
Antonelli up into 12th. Lando passed me off the track, says Lewis Hamilton. He does know all about that into turn 4. Obviously that, there was, of course, yeah, let's just cut to a replay when there's something happening on the track. Lewis just making the most of Lando's attempted move on Charles. Seeing the onboard now of Lando around the outside of turn 4. Does he go off the track? Yes, miles off the track. He's going to have to give that back or incur another penalty.
You'll just get a 1 second penalty.
Yeah,
Give back the position.
Lando being told. Doesn't look like he's doing it thus far though. Yeah, he's letting him go now. Lewis back up into 4th. Kimi Antonelli miles off track there. That is, he was on his final warning before, so we'll see if anything comes of that. Russell's bugging. Lando Norris is going to go around the outside of Lewis Hamilton at turn 4 again. And he's miles ahead of him by the time they even get to the exit of the corner. He's going to go hunt down Charles Leclerc now in 2nd, except he's not in 2nd, he's in 3rd.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
George Russell is apparently in 20th place. His timing is bugged. Timing tower's gone now, they're trying to fix it by the looks of things.
Ferrari just have to get through this. Like the, softer tyre dominant. This tyre sucks.
This tyre sucks, man.
Okay, right, well, I'll eat my words then.
Leclerc.
It doesn't look like he's basically.
No.
Tyre might come back to them on lap 56. But might be too little too late. Wow.
Oh, that's a speculative move by Ollie Behrman. It more looked like he was taking avoiding action than actually going for a move there, which looked strange. But we see Alex Albon.
Wow,
that's a late
really
move.
late.
That's a really late defence from Ollie Behrman. Albon's going to be fuming on the radio. He's just lost the place to Antonelli as well. He's going to be absolutely raging, rightfully so.
17 laps to go on the Bahrain Grand Prix. We've got Piastri leading Russell, Leclerc, Norris and Hamilton in the top 5. Not much divides them, but it does look like Piastri's far and away just going to run this to the end now. 15 laps to go. Who's your driver of the day so far?
Oscar Piastri by a mile.
I think Gasly's had a good race. Just down 1 position from the start, and that's in an Alpine. Ocon's had a good race. I don't know where he started, to be honest. Like a P8. I think Hamilton's had a good race as well.
Hamilton's had a good race. Yeah, Lewis has made it back from 9th up to 5th. George Russell again, like I was saying earlier, just on an island, just on his own, always manages to do it. Or has always managed to do it thus far this season.
Always second best, but never quite up there.
Yeah. I think Max has had quite an okay recovery race. Obviously starting in 7th and now being in 7th doesn't look all that good. The stats don't tell you everything. And Max has had a pretty miserable race with that useless hard stint, and then going all the way back down to last place, 20th and last, having to make up time, aided by that safety car really. So he made up a lot of track position, but I think he'll be probably more than happy with 7th place.
Fair enough.
I mean, 10 seconds though. Liam Lawson got a 5-second penalty for hitting someone. Sainz got a 10-second penalty for not hitting Antonelli.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Lando Norris going round the outside of Charles Leclerc, who's defending into turn 1. Lando's going to have a much better run by the looks of things, up into 4. Has to come off the throttle though. Bangs the DRS open. Is he going to be close enough? Yes, he is. Going to go around the outside. Oh, Leclerc does move on him. That was a bit naughty from Charles Leclerc.
Was he alongside?
Just seeing this replay now. Lando and Leclerc up into turn 4. Please switch angles. Yeah, I mean, he was alongside. Lando was alongside. They deserved room. Naughty from Charles. Nothing will come of it, I don't think.
Wow. Losing the dash.
Yeah, George Russell might lose his entire dash on his steering wheel. Obviously, the whole dash would turn off.
A lot of electrical problems with Russell's car.
Yeah. Max is ever closer to Gasly. I think we just saw the timing tower has sort of turned off again now, but we're just sort of picture in picture, and I think he was a second behind Gasly. So if Max can get 6th, I think he'd be more than happy with that, given the race that he's had.
He was 20 at one point.
He was. Oh, Charles quite wide.
Off track, like, it looks at it. These hards are awful.
Yeah, the Hasses have had a quietly good points haul, considering where they were in qualifying.
Bearman's 20th.
Lando's got a massive run on Charles, and he's going to make it run the outside. Is he going to get pushed off this time? No, he's looking...
Oh!
That was close. Lando was struggling in the exit as well, but obviously Charles was too. And Lando's pulled ahead, and you have to think now he's probably...
DRS infringement.
Russell,
You have to do it manually.
he's got a DRS infringement noted. Turned the DRS on by accident by the sounds of it. Yeah, nice move from Lando. It's about time he got past him.
This is after the race, come on.
George Russell's going to have that DRS infringement investigated after the race, which is stupid really, because it could cost him a podium. Or he could be on the podium but then get it taken off in post-race, which means someone like Leclerc isn't able to celebrate that podium.
Black and white flag for Lando Norris. This is exactly what we want.
The stewards are having a mare today. An absolute mare. Why it's being investigated after the race, I don't know. Stupid.
Who's enjoying the day is going to be Piastri.
It's got to be Piastri. Piastri's got a 10-second gap after the safety car. After his 9-second gap
I think Norris
before the safety car.
Norris might get it as well.
I hope not. I hope Norris doesn't get driver of the day.
I hope not as well.
What has he done? He's had a false start and then he's managed to
Wrangle P2.
not get P2 so far in the fastest car in the field. Russell defending thin air a bit.
Oh!
That was close. You have to think that was his last chance. Piastri crosses the line, wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. George Russell is going to come home 2nd place on those softs.
Don't know how he kept them that long, but
No,
fair
no
play
way.
to him.
Lando Norris in the McLaren finishing up that podium place in 3rd. Max gets past on the line.
There's 1.6 seconds between them. What happened there?
Piastri, what a drive. He's a killer. He's a killer, man. You've got to think that he's favourite. Piastri with the fastest lap of the race there. Hopefully he'll get driver of the day. We're yet to see who it is. Not that matters too much, but driver of the day, Lewis Hamilton.
Wow, not what I expected.
No, started in 9th, finishing 5th. I mean, a pretty impressive race from everybody in the top 10, to be quite honest with you. Ollie Behrman has rescued a point from 20th to 10th, which is fantastic for a Haas. Pierre Gasly finishing 6th, or 7th.
7th apparently, but
I'm not sure what happened at the end there between Verstappen and Gasly, but Max has come home to finish 6th in the end, which I think he'll be more than happy with after his race today. It was a bit all over the place. George Russell as well, having pretty much everything thrown at him today. Issues, timing issues, DRS issues, electronics issues, gearing issues at one point. Having to sort of sit on that 3-stop and do a long stint on those softs towards the end. Coming home to finish 2nd, really impressive from George. Lando, I mean, with a false start, only getting a 5-second time penalty. Say what you will about that, I guess, but he has recovered it and made it up to 3rd, so a good result. And then the Ferraris again having a bit of a nothing race.
yeah, it's just kind of classic Ferrari where you think they have this kind of genius tyre strategy and then they just kind of falter.
Peter off towards the middle of the race and towards the end, and they just end up finishing 4th and 5th, which is good points. It is good points, but you have to think it could have been more.
It could have been more, I think. They could have got a podium, man.
Yeah, but
They still might. They still might. Leclerc really struggled on that last stint. He seemed like mega on that medium.
Piastri's going to win the World Championship. Calling it now. Thanks for watching. Take care. Forza Piastri.
Bye, guys.